Every time you solve a puzzle, you learn the rules of this world. That's why, when you're done learning, you start back at the beginning. Here's my breakdown of this code. First step, find the location and observe the QR code. Deleting the center does not stop it from working, therefore, no vital data is lost. This confirms the starting point is at the center after scanning. The code to start in the center is 11111. The reason comes from a BeastBot quote. This object is a disdiachous triicontahedron. There's a 3D one on Sketchfab you might like. Observe the image and red dots. We know that the object exists. The reason we can't see the part I circled in yellow is due to how higher dimensions interact with lower dimensions in space. If you observe n cubed equals n squared, the power of 3 represents 3D, while the power of 2 represents 2D. To an observer in a lower dimension, they cannot see the whole context because they are missing a slice of a dimension. To turn this into a definable object, we look at the 3D representation of the disdiachous triicontahedron. I counted the triangles and converted 10 triangles to 5 ones due to the n squared function. My logic board shows that n squared has many functions. We can convert 3D objects to 2D based on this BeastBot quote. A 2-triangle triangle is a triangle. So is a 6-triangle triangle. But 5? That's no triangle. This shows the rules are calculated based on triangles. I'll use my logic board and this equation for everything, as it is essentially the entire rule set for the game. Once we are at the center, Jimmy has many tanks and guards. We must remove them using the code 1TL1. Observe Nolan. He's indicating 0 and Feastables. That's how we define Jimmy's security. By using word scrambles, where j is less than minus 6,284,363 equates to g, we can scramble Feastables. Thanks to BeastBot's discard method rule, number the letters from 1 to the end, then cross out some, we can discard undefined words outside the scramble equation. Once completed, you get STLS. To disable this, we know Nolan moves while holding a 0 sign. To stop him, we must input 1. On the logic board, S equates to 1. T is already a disabled object due to the ear. Since L is left, we add L to fully disable all letters, stopping Jimmy's human security. Only the tanks remain. The code to disable them is 0. To get 0, treat each number individually. Observe the tank. 363486. Icon of Scream. To zero it out, use the A1Z26 cipher. Adding the numbers equates to 32. Then, convert I Scream into ice cream, and then into numbers to get 47. The rules allow for vowel estimation. 32 minus 47 equals minus 15. Using the inverse A1Z26 cipher, the letter O converts to 0 because, as BeastBot says, the 0 converts to an O. Since the world is based on binary, we convert that state to a 1 to flip the function. Finally, to open the entrance, the star is made of triangles. To find the count, use the disdiachous triicontahedron as a reference. I converted the total triangles using the n squared rules and got 10 ones, since 20 divided by 2 equals 10. Once the star is located, rotate it right. I got the number 3020 based on a combination lock rotation. I'll be brief on the final parts. 2759 opens the first door, grenade function. 181J52 is based on the Salesforce letter with Jimmy at the center. IHG disables the lasers, and 96IGH defines the knight to checkmate Jimmy, as the vault code is defined by a chess match where Jimmy is the king. Thank you for watching my speedrunning patch update, and always remember the best questions leads to the best answers. Also, don't forget to disable hints.